Beneath Ohio's still water, most people in Loveland only ever mention the frogman as a joke, something to chuckle about over beers or use as a mascot for a local 5K. But the locals who lived near the Little Miami River long enough, they don't laugh. The first time Karen Booth heard about the disappearances, she was 10. A neighbor boy had gone missing while playing by the riverbank. The dog ran home soaked and shaking, but the boy was never found. Police said the current must have taken him. Locals nodded, but none of them believed it. Not really. Now Karen was 43, and back in Loveland to care for her ailing father. She noticed things, like how her dad always double-locked the cellar door, even though it only led to dusty shelves and a rusted water heater. Or how he'd mutter, "Not again," every time the cat was out too long at night. The oddest thing happened in July. One morning, her father's old tackle box disappeared from the back porch. No sign of a break-in, no sign of animals. The box had been heavy. Tools inside, not just lures. She found muddy web prints around the steps. Not frog prints. Too big. Not human either. Something in between. She asked around, carefully. 3 other neighbors had lost gear. Pliers, bait knives, even a hand-cranked lantern. Probably just a raccoon, one man said, but wouldn't meet her eyes. It was her father who finally told her about the caverns. "They're under the river," he whispered one night. "Been there long before us. The river used to run differently, and those caves, they go deep. Some say there's a whole world down there. Never dried out." "Who?" she asked, trying to smile. "Who says that?" He just looked at her. The ones who've seen the eyes. She didn't want to believe him until she saw them herself. Late August, mist rolling off the water. Karen stood at the shore, watching the early fog, when something moved just behind the reeds. She couldn't describe it right. It stood, behunched, like it wasn't built for land. The shape was wrong. Lean, too smooth, 2 glassy eyes shined back, catching the morning light like mirrors. And then it slipped back beneath the surface, almost soundless. After that, the dreams started. Dreams of stone halls that echoed with water drops, of watching from beneath, from a long way down, of tools being used for things they were never meant for, not human things. More children have gone missing over the years. Pets, too, always when someone looked away for just a second. Authorities blame coyotes, or the river, never the truth. And still, sometimes, when the river runs quiet and the fog hugs the ground, you might spot something on the shoreline. Just one. Always just one. But that's the part they never tell you. There's never just one. Loveland Gazette. Established 1872. Serving Claremont County and beyond. August 11th, 2023 edition. Child still missing after riverbank disappearance. By Emily Carver, staff writer. Loveland, Ohio. Authorities continue to search for 7-year-old Caleb R. Benton, who was reported missing Tuesday evening near the banks of the Little Miami River. Caleb was last seen playing with his family's golden retriever, Daisy, at a picnic site off Riverview Lane around 6:15 p.m. According to his parents, he vanished in the time it took to unpack a cooler. "We turned around, and he was just gone," said his mother, Ellen Benton, through tears. The dog came back, soaking wet and shaking. Caleb didn't. Loveland police and search and rescue teams have scoured the area using drones, dogs, and sonar. "We're following all leads," said Sergeant Daryl Meston. "The terrain is difficult, but we're not giving up hope." The search has drawn attention from longtime residents who recall similar disappearances in the 1970s and late 1990s. In those cases, young children and pets were also last seen near the river's edge. None were recovered. Adding to the mystery, several local anglers have reported recent thefts, missing tackle boxes, multi-tools, and even collapsible fishing chairs, all vanishing from locked vehicles or sealed sheds with no signs of forced entry. When asked whether these incidents may be connected, Sergeant Meston declined to comment. Area folklore has also resurfaced amid the investigation. Local forums and social media have reignited discussion of the so-called Loveland Frogman, a decades-old legend of a humanoid amphibian said to haunt the river's edge. "It's a bad omen," said Martha Ellis, 82, who lives less than a mile from where Kayla was last seen. "Folks think it a myth, but I remember when the Hamilton boy disappeared in '79. Same stretch of river, same silence." Authorities urge anyone with information to call the Loveland Police Tip Line at 513-555-0127 if you or someone you know has seen anything unusual in the area. Please report it.